everyone, this is Kathryn Vere. We met in the Wisdom Playground group coaching course that we're both doing together, and she's absolutely amazing person. I can't even begin to describe the amount of talent that this woman has, and I'm not even going to attempt it. So I will let her introduce herself, and then we'll get down to her 3 pieces of advice. Take it away, Kathryn.
Oh, Tanya, that's so kind and so sweet. I'm really excited to be here. I'm just, wanting to share things that I wish that I'd been told and I wish I'd known. So really excited about sharing that with all your lovely mums today. My name is Kathryn Vere. I'm a mum. I'm a stepmom to 2 children on the autistic spectrum who are not children anymore. They're 28. Twins are 28. So I've had huge experience of child raising, and I can say I was never a natural mother, and never a natural mother at all. It was all kind of learnt. I didn't have much to draw on apart from wanting to be completely different to my mum. But what I do in the world is I mentor women and men who are sensitive and identify themselves as kind of old souls, creative people who are in hiding, kind of hiding out and kind of scared to be visible, scared to get in touch with their power, really feel they have never been seen, they've never been heard, and they've never been understood properly. And just by working with them over a period of time, I can help them move through their feelings, heal things from the past, and do all sorts of other amazing magic stuff that's really going to put them back in touch with their whole natural self, and being able to live the life that they want to live and get back into their glorious creativity. So that's kind of what I do, working one-to-one with people, so yeah, that's me. And I'm in Southampton, on the south coast of the UK.
Wonderful.
In my little tree house here.
Beautiful little tree house. Thanks, Kathryn. At the end of the video, once I upload it, I will put connection details for you in the comments. So if anyone feels called to work with Kathryn, and I can tell you that she is absolutely an amazing woman. I will definitely put in the comments. I'll put some connection details so that you can get in touch with her. But now onto the topic of today. So, Kathryn, what 3 pieces of advice would you give a new mum today so that they could benefit from your experience?
Wow. So I'm going to do 3 plus a bonus. So my first tip is to write down somewhere and just keep in mind, it takes a village to raise a child. Not one mum under stress, doing everything themselves, thinking that that's the way it's always been done. It has not always been done that way, right? It hasn't. It's a job that takes many people, many minds, many hands. And so keep that in mind. And what that means is you've got to do this really dastardly, difficult thing. And that is learn how to ask for help. But learn how to ask for help in not like a needy way, not like a kind of dramery, moany, and when you're actually desperately stressed and overdone and everyone sees you as a kind of helpless victim. I don't mean that at all. I mean, practice knowing what your needs are and owning them, and use that word need. I need help. I need help with this. Just practice saying I need. Learn what your needs are and practice saying it, and know that 70% of people are not just mums, but people generally. Their biggest problem is not the problem they think it is. It's their problem with asking for help. So do not be in that 70%. Be in the 30% of people who've learned to seamlessly and beautifully get in touch with their needs and get aware of their needs and know what they are and own them and voice them in their power. I need help with the ironing. I need help with taking the children to school. And this is the kind of thing that you need to practice and practice and practice until you really have it off pat. So that's my first tip, Tanya. And my second one is this is this is absolutely mind-blowing. If number one wasn't mind-blowing, this one is absolutely even more mind-blowing. This is about McDonald's, Barbies, guns, all those things that some people say you must never give your children those things. Never let them go near McDonald's. Never let the boys touch a gun. Never give the girls a Barbie, right? There are two schools of thought. They're the ones that go, yeah, they can have whatever they want. And there's the other ones that say they must never, ever have these things. Now, there is, guess what? A middle path. There's a middle path. And the middle path that I want to share with you is what I call Kathryn's homeopathic child care strategy, right? My homeopathic child care strategy. I don't think you'll hear it anywhere else because it literally came through my own experience. This is how it goes. Take the children to McDonald's twice a year, right? That's it. They can never say they never went to McDonald's. Buy your son a gun when he wants one. Buy one. Don't put any emotional content on it. Buy it. Give it to him, leave it. Do not make a big deal about it, because if there's nothing to it, guess what? The kid is going to work out there's nothing to it. But what you don't want is them turning around and saying, you never let me go to McDonald's, you never let me have a mobile phone, you never let me have that thing. Kids do not even know that maybe you took them to McDonald's once, you took them twice a year, you still took them to McDonald's, right? You did it. And you sit there and you buy the meal, the happy meal, you sit there with them, you talk about boring things, you make the whole thing as boring as possible, and they leave, and they will never ask to go again. Believe me, they won't. And if they do, you say, great, yeah, let's go to McDonald's. Keep it as deadpan as possible, right? You sit there, you eat the chips, they're cold, you may comment on the fact they're a bit cold, look around at other people, keep it as quick as possible, and off you go, right? So you've ticked the box. This is Kathryn's homeopathic childhood strategy. And Barbies. My daughter asked for a Barbie. I bought her a Barbie. People kept giving her Barbies. She played with them a little bit, and then she put them in a box. And then one day she said to me, Mummy, I want to get rid of my Barbies. Had I said anything? I hadn't said they were good. I had they were bad. But she was ready to let them go. Here you go. That is Kathryn's childhood homeopathic strategy for real happiness for your children and for you. Right. So number 3, moving on. Keep one thing that you love alive, even if you do it once a month. For me, it was going to music festivals. Whatever it is for you, even if you do it, once every so often, make sure you do it. Keep up with that music practice if you love music. Stay in a choir if you like singing. Go walking in the woods. Go and go canoeing down some wonderful canal. Whatever that thing is that you love, keep it alive, because you've got to keep your inner child alive. Do not become an adult. Do not buy into this idea that you have to be an adult. You don't, right? You can still keep this inner child alive, and surround yourself with friends who've also got their inner child alive. That way, you can have so much more fun as you're bringing up your kids. And you're not going to fall into that trap of sacrificing yourself and giving up on what's important to you, because believe you me, you will regret it if you do that. So that's number 3. And my bonus one is the most important one, and this is probably something that's going to take the most practice as well, Tanya, and it is this: your job is to love you. Your job is to love you, is to learn how to love you and to model self-love for your children, right? What we've been told is that it's our job to love our children, and it is, right? It is part of our job. But a bigger part of our job is to teach our children how to love themselves. And how we do that, guess what? If we do that, it makes our job so much easier to bring up self-loving children. They are not going to fall into hating themselves. They're not going to be bullied. They're not going to have so many of the issues that other children have if they are brought up to know that they're not needily looking to you always for that support and love, but they know they can how to find it within themselves because you are modeling it. So if you don't know how to love yourself, find out, do some research, go on courses, send me a message, because this is literally the biggest thing you can do, not just for yourself, your partnership or marriage, this is something that you can do literally for the world. And what a gift to give your children, that for the rest of their lives they know how to love themselves. They can go traveling, they can have such a wonderful life and feel so good about themselves, because they're not needily looking for that completeness outside themselves. So there you go, Tanya. Those are my top tips for, thriving and being the most fantastic mama in the world.
That was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Kathryn. I am absolutely positive that anyone watching this later will absolutely adore every single one of those tips. They were fantastic, absolute gold. Thank you so much for
that's so much fun. Thank you so much for asking me. That was just so much fun. But just do it, right? Just put this stuff into practice. Stick it on your thing. Do not forget it. Just keep it, put it somewhere that it will remind you every so often, because as Tanya says, this stuff is gold.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kathryn.